Hello friends, Heidi here from Rain Country Homestead. God is good all the time. Well, I was tagged in a gingerbread homestead challenge, and this one's a little bit tricky for me because we don't celebrate Christmas, and so we don't have Christmas decorations or anything like that. We don't even have young kids that we can make this for, or grandkids, at least not yet, you know, that we could make something fun and sweet, and you know, it's just, so I was kind of like, how am I going to do this? Well, it just so happens that I'd already planned on doing a video on how to make your own food ration bars, and so I decided I'm going to make gingerbread food ration bars. So this is going to be a twofold video. So food ration bars are very simple to make, because all they are is a glorified shortbread. That's all they are. All you need is flour, fat, sugar. That's all you need. So then from there, to add any kind of flavors and make them whatever you want, you just add whatever you want. Now I've made chocolate ones, and I've made cinnamon ones, and I've made coconut ones, I believe. And so what I'm going to do today is make gingerbread ones, and then I'm going to show you how you can package them up and put them in your go bags, you know, to keep in your car, so you have some sort of emergency food on hand that's high calorie. And we're going to get started. Now, a typical shortbread is going to be made with butter, and that's what just gives it that wonderful taste. But since we want something that is better for long-term storage, we're going to be, and can also handle high heat, I'm going to be using coconut oil in place of butter. What I'm going to do here is, I only meant to just warm this up a little bit because my house is really cold, and I left it on the wood stove for too long, so it's mostly liquid. That's my coconut oil, and this is the brand, one of the brands that I use. You can get a good Nutiva brand at Costco usually, but we don't have a Costco close to us. If you're looking for something that you can buy on Amazon, this is the one I get. It's decent. It's not my favorite coconut oil, but it is a good organic virgin coconut oil, and you know, it has a nice flavor. The texture I don't find quite as nice as like the Glory Bee or the Nutiva, but it still works. So anyway, what you want to do is you want to not actually have it watery like this, but I know it's not going to take long for this to kind of set up anyway, so I'm just going to sort of break this up. And what you want to do is you want to cream your sugar with your fat. So that is 1 cup of fat. So, you know, even if you're making this as a snack, just to have like shortbread, you're going to have 1 cup of butter. For these, I'm using the coconut oil, and then I'm going to use a 3/4 cup of brown sugar. Now, this is a homemade brown sugar with molasses and organic evaporated cane sugar. And so I'm just about out, and I will show in future video, maybe really soon since this is the last of it, and I might as well just put it all in there, how to make this. And I can also show you where you can find these jars. So I'm going to put this in here and mix it in real good. And while I'm doing this, I want to show you what I got going on over here. Whenever I have a lot of things I got to do in the day, because I got a lot of crochet orders, sewing orders, just regular chores and stuff I'm trying to keep up on, I try to get the stuff out that I know I need to get done today, so I'll see it and remember. So I need to make Mr. Rain some more chocolate for his lunches to take to work, and you can find a video to that right up here. It's a good healthy chocolate. I don't add sugar to it. You can choose to add honey or something, whatever you want, but I'll show you how I do mine. And the one I'm going to make today, which is the one I typically make, is with raisins, raw cacao, or raw cacao powder, and raw cacao butter. That's all I use, those 3 ingredients. Super easy, very healthy, so go check out that video if you like chocolate and you want something good and tasty. Now I'm probably going to have to let this cool quite a bit because it's still not, you know, it's mixing well because it's so liquidy. I just meant to warm it up a little bit because my house is so cold, but I'm kind of scatterbrained. I walk off and forget stuff. But since this is like this, I can go ahead and add my ginger. And I'm going to put, let's see, about a teaspoon. You can put maybe a little bit more. We like lots of flavor. And gingerbread typically is going to have molasses in it. Well, I'm using brown sugar, which has molasses in it, so I don't need to add molasses. And I'm going to take some whole organic nutmeg and grind a little bit in there to get that nice spicy flavor. And nutmeg is another one of those things that's really, really good for you. It's another reason why I like to use, I usually go about double of what any recipe says when it comes to spices, because a lot of this stuff is just so incredibly good for you. But we like lots of flavor, and then plus for the health benefits of having all this good stuff in here. So, and you know what? I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of cloves to that. Just a little bit. I love cloves. So another extremely healthy thing for you. And I have a terrible time because I study all this stuff all the time and I can't remember all the time which ones are best for which. But I can tell you this, a lot of these things are going to be high in your necessary minerals that we tend to lack, and usually are very helpful to the immune system and prevent getting colds. And, you know, I know cloves are really good for that. So normally when I'm making something for us to eat right away, you know, it's a bread type thing, it's going to have flour in it. I like to use my own organic home milled whole wheat flour. But because it is not shelf stable flour, I'm going to use a store-bought organic white flour. This is non-GMO. I mean, it's as healthy as you can get for a white flour. But because of what this is what I'm going to go for. So I'm doing 2 1/4 cups of the flour. So there's 2, and there's about 1/4 cup more. Okay, shortbread, you know, if you're making it as a cookie, it really is one of the easiest things you can do. There's 2 ways you can do it. You can roll it out and cut it, or the real standard way to do it is to press it into your pan. And that's what I'm going to do here. Just going to dump all this in there, as I know it's going to hold together. I'm just going to press it into my pan. There we have it, all pressed into the pan. And I'm going to go ahead and pre-cut this to make it easier for later. So I'm going to take a spatula, a nice square one, and I'm going to cut, let's see, we'll do, and I can't tell you how many calories are in these, but you see with the amount of sugar and fat, it's going to be a good high calorie bar. All right, so I'm going to stick this in my little toaster oven at 300 degrees 325 for about 30 minutes. You just want to keep checking it and see if it's getting brown. Okay, so while the gingerbread ration bars are baking in the toaster oven there, I'm going to go ahead and make a little bit of icing to put on top just for fun. And plus this will add just a little bit more calories to it as well. Now since I'm wanting this shelf stable again, I'm going to be using water instead of whipping cream for my icing. I've got my filtered rainwater. I've got my homemade powdered sugar. You can find a video to that right up here. I just did that one the other day. This one's got a combination of coconut sugar and organic evaporated cane sugar. I'm going to put a little bit of cinnamon in there, maybe a little bit more than that. Some more ginger. Good, those good spices in there, and just a tiny pinch of cloves. I'm going to stir these together. And how much you add for your icing for your liquid is going to depend on just how thick you want it. Now, right there, that's kind of somewhere in between. It's icing, it's not a frosting. Okay, I actually want it a little bit more runny than that. And you see, I'm just pouring it in little tiny bits. Okay, I just had another thought that I want to do. Because I love my orange peel, love getting that vitamin C. I'm going to add some orange peel to this icing. Some ground up organic orange peel. Okay. I'm going to go a tad bit more water, especially since I put in the orange peel. It's going to start soaking that up. A little bit more water. I want this pretty runny because I want to be able to drizzle it over the top. So I got my ration bars out of the oven and I've let them cool considerably, and I started taking them out of the pan. You really want to let them cool quite a bit before you even begin to take them out of the pan, or they will fall all apart on you. So I'm just going to get them spread out on this plate, which obviously is too small. At least get those 3 out there. And then I'm going to go ahead and drizzle some of my icing. I want the icing on these to be fully dry before I package them up. So I'll get back to you when that's ready. Alright, so my food ration bars are ready to package up, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. This is going to be a first time trying it this way. But anyway, I'm going to get to it. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to open these. I got these Ziploc Mylar bags. These are a good thick, I think 5 mil. I'm not sure. Which is nice because they're heavy duty, but it also makes it harder getting all the oxygen out of it the way I'm going to do it. But I just like the idea of the Ziploc. So what I'm going to do is put 2 of these. I'll have 1 left over in each bag. Okay, hopefully I can get that to fit in there nicely. And I've tried several times in many different ways using the food saver to seal up the Mylar. I understand you have to have the airflow, and the Mylar doesn't have the ridges like your food saver bags do. But, you know, I tried a piece of food saver. I just couldn't get it to work. It seemed like it would work and then it would lose its seal. So, anyway, what I'm going to do is I have a little jar here of some small oxygen absorbers, and I'm going to throw 1 of those in each one of these. And then I'm going to seal this back up. Then I want to take these and I'm going to push out as much air as I can and seal this up most of the way, leaving just a small section unsealed. Same thing with this. Okay, and then I'm going to take it and dip it in this bowl of water and help it to push, let the water push the rest of the air out. You want to be careful not to get any water into the bag. I've already got it sealed up to there. And then whatever I don't press out there, hopefully the oxygen absorber will get the rest out. And so now I have a couple of packages of food ration bars to go in our go bag. There you have it. So killed 2 birds with 1 stone with this, taught you how to make your own food ration bars, and you can play with that. And also, there's my gingerbread challenge. I know it wasn't very exciting, but that was the closest I could come with our lifestyle and that. So, oh, and I did want to give you a couple more pointers on the recipe. So, if you decide to go with the chocolate flavored ones, I would say definitely use a whole cup of sugar and up to a ½ cup of the cocoa. And one really good thing to try with that one too is using coconut flour instead of just a white flour, because it's also going to be very shelf stable. It may not hold together quite as well though, so keep that in mind. Hope you like this video, And if you're new to my channel, please like and subscribe. If this looks like something you think is you, we'll be talking a lot more about preparedness things, as well as just basic frugal cooking recipes, sewing, woodworking, a little bit of everything under the sun, because that's what we do to be more self-sufficient. All right, thanks for watching. Take care and God bless.